Hello, I'm Kim Chance. I'm the independent chairman of WAFIC, and I'm here to report on the board meeting just completed today, the 14th of December 2005. There are three main issues that I want to go through in terms of the outcomes of the board meeting. Probably the most important of which is that the board have now come to a finalisation of their position in respect of our response to the government in their suggestions for the way WAFIC could be restructured in a manner which gives us some certainty and continuity about our ongoing funding arrangements for WAFIC in our arrangements with government. The government made a number of very specific requests upon which our future funding arrangement will depend. One of those was the appointment of an independent chair, and that has been satisfied by the AGM 2 weeks ago with the election of myself in that role. I have no connection with any part of the commercial fishery, so to that extent I am independent. It was the second issue of the 7 points required by government which challenged us to some degree, and that was the need for the sectors to be properly represented in terms of the board's structure. And that did challenge us, and in the end I was grateful for the government putting that view to us, because it forced us to look very carefully and closely and honestly at the way in which the WAFIC board is elected and restructured. It also caused us to go back to the sector bodies, and we met last Monday with the CEOs and the chairs of each of the sector bodies. The sector bodies, in coming to an agreement with the CEO John Harrison and myself, have determined that our current method of election is the appropriate way to ensure sectoral representation, and each of those sector bodies has advised the board in writing that that is their preference. We put that opinion to a minister, or at least an officer representing the minister last week, and they have indicated to us that that is the direction that they were seeking. So we have complied with that request, but we've actually exceeded that request, because like the government, we also wanted to see a more direct communication of views from the sector bodies through to WAFIC, to make sure that WAFIC at all times was representing the way in which the commercial fishermen had expressed their view through their sector body. So we have put in place a process to formalise a better method of contact between the sector bodies and the board. This includes the sector bodies meeting with the board, and it also includes a quarterly set of meetings between the sector bodies and the CEO and myself as the chairman, so that we have a direct line of communication. We want to go further than that, and WAFIC had already begun a process of seeking ways to structure a new sector body to represent what we call the minor fisheries. We in fact regard these minor fisheries as extremely important, because they are our direct contact with consumers, because West Australian consumers almost always buy their product from the minor, so-called minor fisheries. So we have moved ahead with that proposal. Certainly everyone in the WAFIC board is keen to see that happen, and I hope within the space of this year, certainly no later than that, we will see the formation of a new sector body which carries the representational status of those fisheries all the way through to the WAFIC board. So I think there was a good outcome. We are grateful for government for raising those issues. I'm especially grateful to the representatives on the WAFIC AGM and the WAFIC board for dealing with this in such a mature and responsible way. So I think it was a very good outcome. I think we can almost say that the matter is put to rest, but it relies on us now finally meeting with the Minister, preferably before Christmas, and getting a sign-off from him on our funding arrangements. And in closing this brief report on the board's activities today, I want to wish all commercial fishermen and their families a safe and happy Christmas and a wonderful and rewarding New Year. Thank you so much.